the comedies that you have been in are just absolutely friggin' classic. Bridesmaids, when that one showed up on your doorstep.
I got that. That one came to me because I had hosted Saturday Night Live 3 times in 2 years.
Right.
And Kristen was on in the cast for all 3 of them, and we did so many sketches together. We became really good friends. And she came to me at some point when I was one of the times I was hosting and said, we're making this movie and Judd Apatow's going to produce it, and I'm writing it with my best friend Annie, and I just really want you to be in it. Would you consider being in it? And I was like, well, I'd love to, but I have a day job. You know, Mad Men is April through August or whatever it was, or March through August. I said, so it's my schedule's tricky, and that's exactly the time that that Saturday Night Live is not on. So it was kind of like, I knew it would have to be a summertime thing. I said, but I'll happily. She goes, well, okay, we wanted you to be for the lead, but we know you can't do that, but maybe you can. There's this other part we really want you to do. I said, okay. And she goes, we haven't really written it yet, so there's nothing to see. I go, whatever, I'll do it. And I ended up doing that movie uncredited. I'm not in the credits of that movie.
You're not?
No.
Which
for
is
whatever reason.
It's very Bill Murray-esque, by the way.
So she ended up writing this thing, and then the whole first thing is us basically, bouncing around on top of each other. I was like, Kristen, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. But we shot it the last day of shooting. It was the only day I had free, and that they could fit it in. So literally all that stuff in the beginning when we're doing all the crazy sex stuff is the last day of shooting, when literally the crew is like, can you guys wrap this up, please, with your nonsense? And we couldn't keep a straight face. There was so many dumb things. It was such a fun experience, and Kristen remains to this day a very dear friend. So I was super happy with all the success.
Which is the comedy where you did the most ad-libbing? That one for sure.
For sure. Yeah, it was because it was encouraged. The part, as I mentioned, was hadn't really been written out, other than he's a bad boyfriend, and then kind of go with that. So all the stuff with Kristen and I in the car, and I'm like, want to take a little lap nap? You want to? That was all. We just came up with it because we're driving a car and we're just basically riffing and talking. It's like there's no action or cut. We're just driving as much as we can.
And who are the musical acts when you did SNL? Do you remember?
I had my first time was Coldplay, and they had to play an extra song because that was the weekend that Amy Poehler had her baby.
Wow.
She had her baby at 4:00 on Saturday, so she was technically unavailable for the show.
Well, a good thing you had the right band for an extra song.
And they had one ready to go. Turns out they're prolific. And then the second time I had Bublé, and then the third time I had Rihanna.
Whoa!
Damn, man!
Great.
I had a solid swath of the music industry.
We had Michael Bublé in that chair 2 months ago, and what a delightful.
He's a great
being.
guy.
Holy cow!
Great guy.
What a delightful human being.
Yeah. Vancouver's best.
Yeah, he couldn't have been nicer. And I told him about how I'm a big karaoke guy, and I asked him about what it feels like to have a band behind you while you're just nailing Sinatra, and he offered to have me actually do it with him.
Fun. And did you take him up on it?
It's one of those things where, again, he doesn't strike me as one of those LA types who just says it just to say it.
He'll totally do it.
Right. And so I guess
But you got to come correct.
I gotta follow up.
You better start warming up now.
No, Rich is good, John.
Thank you, Mike.
I don't doubt it. He's got a voice like, spun sugar.
good.
Are you kidding me? This guy's a professional broadcaster.
He does a great Sinatra.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you having my back right here. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.